Greetings, geeks and geek gorillas. It is me. I am back. This time for a Topic Tuesday, hopefully on Tuesday. But I have had kind of a long day, so if this goes up a little late, excuse me. And I do realize that I'm probably going to have two videos back to back, and that's not really good, but oh well. What are we here to talk about today? We're here to talk about today the Girl of Steel. I know there's a couple news things that have been going on, like Henry Cavill being cast in a certain little small video game thing. But I wanted to talk about this because I don't really know the Witcher games, so I want to talk about this instead. What is this fan casting for the cinematic version of the Girl of Steel? Because they announced like a week or two ago that they're doing a Supergirl movie. So I thought I'd go ahead and say who I think should be Supergirl. And I think I've got a good range of lesser knowns to bigger people that I think could really handle the job very well. And without further ado, let's get into it. Like with Lois, there are 5. And it's not really a top 5, but I might still put that in the tags. Because it is a top 5, but not really in any order. Alright, so let's talk about the first one. Haley Steinfeld. Known for such things as True Grit, Pitch Perfect 2 and 3, the upcoming Bumblebee movie, and a couple other things. I really like her, and I think she's got that good, like, optimistic but badass young chick feel that could be brought to Supergirl. Honestly, if my vote is if you take her character from the Pitch Perfect movies and her character from True Grit and merge them into one, I'd say that's pretty Supergirl for you. Utter badass who's also likable. And I think she's proven that she can be that kind of shyness that goes with being Kara Danvers, as well as the badassness of Supergirl. Alright, next up on the list we have Ella Fanning. Sorry, my fire is acting up and Kara is falling over. Anywho, Ella Fanning. She's been around for a while now. She first got my attention with Super 8, but now, and then she started to gain some popularity when she was Aurora, Princess Aurora, in Maleficent and the upcoming sequel. But she really wowed critics and everyone with her role in Neon Demons. And she's had a very versatile career. And I think she's also been Mary Shelley in a Mary Shelley movie. So very versatile, and I think for someone like Supergirl, where it's like Superman, where you have to pull off the duality of Supergirl and Kara Danvers, I think Ella could pull it off. And yes, as you notice, I'm going young for this role. Because I think if they start and give a younger person, they have more to work with, and maybe they can get to a point where she can join other people and be in her own trilogy, and so you get them young. Plus, I think if you get them young enough, maybe you could work the whole school angle of the New 52. Well, no, the Rebirth. But anyway, moving on, because I'm trying not to let this video go on for too long. Catherine Langford. Yes. From 13 Reasons Why. Hannah. I think she'd kill it as Supergirl. You look at her stuff. You look at her stuff like in flashbacks to when she was with Clay and what's his face in season 2, but when Hannah was happy, that's full-on Supergirl. And she proved that she can go to some heavy, dramatic places with the Hannah character. And also there were a few times where you saw a hint of a badass. And I think that she could really pull it off. Anyway, moving on to actually someone who's played Supergirl before, believe it or not. And that is the Molly Quinn. Now, for those that don't know her, she's done a few lesser known things here and there, but mainly got popularity for being the daughter on Castle. I think she's awesome, and I think her character on Castle was very Supergirl-esque. Plus, she, like I said before, actually played Supergirl. She voiced her in the Doomsday animated movie. And from what I've seen, I think she did a really good job. But she's such a fan that I think that she'd fully embrace this and go full hog, like a lot of other people that you see where they're reading the comics and all. I think the latest case of that was John Barenthal preparing for Punisher. I mean, hell, she even came to the premiere of the animated movie dressed up as, like, Kara, and even had a Supergirl shirt underneath to pull off to expose the symbol. Which I think that's pretty cool and pretty nerdy, and I think would be someone who could really focus on the role and kill it. And also, she's a lesser known actress, so they probably wouldn't have to pay her as much. She's probably the lesser known of the 5 here. And speaking of, let's move on to the final person. This one is a little bit different and a little bit unusual, but let me explain. I believe her name is pronounced Amandla Steinberg. Most recently, she starred in young adult films like Darkest Minds and Everything. I believe that's the name of that one. But she also most famously is known for being Rue in Hunger Games. And Rue was very Kara-esque for the little that we saw her. So I think if they took that and like evolved it and worked with it they could really come to, especially with the right director, come to a really cool, solid, different Kara. Also, the thing that I know her from, which was like her debut, was in the Zoe Saldana, Gamora, film Colombiana, which I freaking love. She played young Colombiana, and she actually had to do some action stuff. And she was cool, and she killed it. So I think, yeah, with the right director, she could redeem her career and go back to being that, like, likable little badass that she was when she was Rue. And also, like I said, I'd explain it. I realized that she is not only not blonde, but also not the same skin color as we usually see from Kara. And I know some people will be like, well, she's Superman's cousin. Yes, she's Superman's cousin. She could be biracial, and there really wouldn't be a continuity thing, and I actually think that maybe that would be an interesting twist to separate the cinematic version from the Melissa Benoist CW version. But that's just me. As you can see, I only put one person who wasn't white, but I think that this girl, no matter what her skin color is, would prove to be a really good Supergirl, I think, with the right director. I think all of these would be badass Supergirls with the right director, so that's why I put them on this list. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. If you recognize some of these names that I've said, what do you think about them being Supergirl? Is there someone else that you think would be better? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Be sure to come back in a couple hours, I think, from recording this, where I will be posting my review of the penultimate episode of Castle Rock. But that's it for now. Till next time, and beyond.